Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a brand new episode of the Division Z podcast. My name is Jason.
And I am K Cosmic.
Today, my friend, we're going to see if my camera works. But on top of that, we are going to talk about some Black Ops Cold War Season 2. Or not Season 2, Year 2.
That happened a year ago. Season 2.
Dude, that's kind of wild to think about.
That's actually crazy. Remember when Cold War came out?
Yeah.
It was the hype of the community, and now we're here.
And now we're here.
Now we're here. The Dark
Keeper. But remember Season 2 when all the Outbreak teasers were happening? Everyone's like, oh my god, Kino remastered? I was one of those people.
Bro, I was one of those as well. Then all Twitter was like, you idiots, it's not Kino. It's not Kino.
Right? Yeah, man. So Year 2 of Black Ops Cold War kicked off earlier in the week on Friday, March 4th. We got the new Vargo 52 assault rifle, and we were supposed to get WMD in the game as well, remastered map from Black Ops 1, but it was delayed for some reason. So maybe they needed more time to work on it, I guess, maybe.
Yeah,
or
probably.
I know there are other maps that have been rumored to be coming to the game as well, so we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I mean, I'd rather them take their time with the map to make sure it comes out and it's like all good quality and stuff. I'll definitely jump back on Cold War, even though the multiplayer isn't exactly my favorite. I'll definitely jump back on to give that map a try because it's one of my favorites from Black Ops 1.
Oh, for sure.
It's good. It's good to see that like Black Ops Cold War is getting a little bit more love after Vanguard, and I kind of think everyone thought it would, especially with zombies. If I don't know if they'll do something, maybe
I
not
hope they
right
do.
now.
If anything, what they're going to do for zombies, if I had to guess, is just like Onslaught maps for all the new multiplayer maps that are going to be coming out, if I had to guess. So, I mean, or, you know, I mentioned this in a previous video, that they should make all of the previous limited time modes from Zombies Onslaught their own game modes, their own playlists in normal zombies. So now the Xbox and PC players can experience all the fun side game modes that Zombies Onslaught had, like mystery munitions, like Onslaught Elite, you know, things like that. So, that would be really cool Year 2 content. Kind of give us another content cycle without it being too extravagant like the seasons were, but it's still something.
Yeah. I think as well, since we're going to be waiting a little bit longer for like a Treyarch game, I think it'd be kind of like just nice to have this game a little bit more updated for the year, so it's not so much of a wait, if you get what I mean. Obviously, they have bigger priorities right now. They're working on their next game. They've informed they have an extra year to kind of like do what they want with it. So that's the thing, though. I think Cold War would be a pretty good game to do a Zombies Chronicles 2 if they were to do something like that on. But at the same time, I think at this point, maybe they'll save it and put it into like a standalone game. Maybe.
Yeah, the standalone game could be really fun. I know a lot of people are wondering what that free-to-play experience is going to be in 2023. A lot of people are speculating that's going to be a standalone zombies game.
Honestly, please.
Please. I hope so. Because right now with Cold War, I would agree with you that Zombies Chronicles 2, other zombies-related content would fit so great in Cold War right now. But I think at the moment where we are right now in Call of Duty, I think zombies has to kind of branch out and be its own entity. Because
for it to actually like survive at this point.
Because right now no one really likes Vanguard, and Black Ops Cold War and Modern Warfare respectively were kind of polarizing, and kind of the future of Call of Duty and how that's going. They might have to pull a Warzone with zombies and kind of be like, so it kind of runs off the same engine as this, but it's its own separate downloadable game, and that's what I really hope the 2023 game is, where it's like, it's just called Call of Duty Zombies or Call of Duty Zombies, the collection or something like that. And you get to play a bunch of maps, or like maybe it even has its own seasons where, okay, guys, we're going to start with, I don't know, Shadows of Evil and The Giant, like Black Ops 3. And like maybe we'll start with Knock 2. Like we'll start with some basic maps. And then Season 1, we're going to add Mob of the Dead. Season 2, we're going to add Origins. Like, I think that would be really, really cool. And then it would be like, Mob of the Dead. But now there's a little bit more to it, where it's like you have the arsenal now, and you have new and fresh weapons, and you have, cross map wonder weapons or something like that. I don't know. It could be really interesting.
I think for it to like properly like do well, I feel like at launch it wouldn't have to be perfect. I think
Yeah.
obviously it would have to have a fair bit of content in it at launch if it's a standalone zombie game because we're thinking about it,
Hmm.
right? Like we've normally paid like $50 whatever for a full game, like multiplayer campaign and zombies. So
Right.
for it to be a standalone zombies game, I feel like what either it had to be is a little bit cheaper in price, free to play, or you know, a standard $50, $60, but then it has that content
Y-
and quality there for it. But then
Yeah.
again, I feel like for a zombie standalone game, you want as many people to jump into it as possible, right?
Well, that's the thing. That would be the free to play model
You'd
because
want that so the game would do better over time.
yeah. And the thing would be, dude, is how they would make their money just like they would with Warzone bundles.
Bundles, battle
So
pass, stuff like that. Yeah.
you buy the Richthofen bundle in the store for your standalone zombies game. You buy the Dempsey bundle for the zombies game, and you have Dempsey has new
Dempsey.
skins, and you have new Stuhlinger skins, and like whatever, right? Or even bring the Cold War operators and the Warzone and Modern Warfare operators into the standalone zombies game. Have it so
Mm.
that Price has his own zombies version skin thing, and Adler and Stitch and all of those kind of characters that have been intertwined into the Call of Duty
Yeah.
lore now. That's how they would make their money on it, just like they do with
Mhm.
Warzone now.
Yeah, I think so as well. I think definitely people would buy it, and I think it'd be like Warzone. People would invest a lot of money because they know this game would be like a long running thing. It wouldn't just be like a year or two.
Right.
Well, I mean, I guess people thought that with Warzone, and
Yeah,
we
and
can
that's
kind
a
of see where
very strange situation with Warzone too, isn't it?
it's kind of going now. But
Hmm.
then again, you can't really blame them. I mean, they had an ambitious idea to have all these games like collectively merge into one, and it just became too much. And it's like when there's so many guns and like perks and all that in one game, it's like how
Yeah.
do you?
How do you manage that? And they
Yeah,
don't,
exactly.
clearly, because they
They
admitted
don't.
themselves that it's hard for them to manage it, and it's all fucked up, and it's their fault, and they want to do better. So, I
Yeah, but
mean,
then it makes you think also as well as like, do we think that? I mean, obviously it probably won't be the case, but
mhm,
if battle royale is the big thing and they want to make Modern Warfare 2's Warzone as connected to Modern Warfare 2 as possible,
mhm.
do we think in future games they'll also have their own battle royale?
I
Because like
think that's a good point.
it's because here's the thing, I feel like with battle royales right now, like there's always that one banger that will come out. Like Warzone came out when battle royales were kind of being dry and it was really good, right?
Yeah,
And then another battle royale comes out, whatever, right? But I think we're getting to the point where when the battle royale start, like 2016,
like
2017, with like
2017
PUBG,
because of Fortnite.
DayZ. Yeah, well, DayZ obviously
Well,
kind of
DayZ
originated
too,
from
but
that.
like
Yeah,
mainly the boom was
mainly.
Fortnite.
Yeah, right. We're almost coming up to like a point where like okay, maybe it's getting a little bit not stale, but
It's on the
it's kind
downtrend.
it's on the downtrack. It probably won't go up from here.
Yeah,
I
yeah, I
I feel
would
like
agree.
zombies can go up from here because standalone game,
Mm,
nothing like that's been done before, and
exactly.
zombies has such a good addicting formula with the round base, and
Yep.
like if they have a standalone game, then it can do really well. I feel like, but at the same time,
Yeah.
they need to have their priorities in that game, and they can't just like leave it because some people don't like it, because there are
Yep.
always people that don't like the game, right?
Yep.
But if it needs to go hard and strong, and it needs to be like the best it's kind of been. I feel like.
Oh, that's for sure, dude. I think
Mhm.
I think with the downtrend of Warzone, or not just Warzone, but battle royales right now, I think it's partially because Warzone is really the only one that stood out from the rest for so long.
Yeah,
And then, in addition to the game being broken, people are sick and tired of hackers. People are sick and tired of, just all the things that we've been putting up with for the last year. That
yeah,
people are just tired of battle royale now. I think people are just they just want to see something new. They want to see what's next. And
yeah,
I think with standalone zombies, it could potentially set the new, as another zombies resurgence in a way in gaming where, oh yeah, zombies is a thing again and people love playing zombies. Or,
yeah,
maybe we might see another single player story driven revolution where I know a lot of people are really liking Elden Ring and the new Horizon
Yeah,
game,
I've
and
heard.
you know. We could be seeing a shift over towards that genre again. So, does zombies and do they try to capitalize off of that? Do they try to make their own story-driven narrative kind of style thing? And I think they have the potential to do that. And I know this is kind of a weird analogy, but with a custom zombies map like Nightmare, if you remember Nightmare,
I do, yeah.
they kind of, in my opinion, set the groundwork for that. So you have this narrative-driven zombies thing where it's like Resident Evil. It's like, there's another game I'm trying to think of right now. What am I trying to think of?
Okay, Resident Evil.
There's some
What
other
else?
game. There's some other game that I'm trying to think of right now. I don't know. But even maybe like incorporate elements of like Dying Light. I know a lot of people are really liking Dying Light
Yeah,
2 right now. And, there's that too. So, yeah, I definitely think that doing something a little bit different, like Nightmare did something different, could be a play. Could definitely be a play if people are starting to like the more narrative-driven stories now.
yeah.
Other
I
than like, oh my God, Call of Duty is dry. It's the same thing. I don't like sweats. I don't like glitches and hackers, and I don't know. People seem to be moving towards that.
yeah, I think with zombies, right? I think round base is good, and we need to have that as the priority.
Hmm.
But other game modes obviously won't hurt the game as well.
Right.
And I know people like look at some game modes that have failed, like Vanguard Zombies, and I don't even think there's a name for the game mode they have. Is there? I don't
I
think there
mean,
is.
I think a lot of people just call it, and myself included, I just call it objective based because it's just
Objective based.
going objective to objective. So,
Yeah, right. Well, I feel like if they did objective based right, it would be okay. I think with Vanguard and having it consistently like a round based kind of weird alternative, I don't know if it exactly works as well as it should. I know if obviously something
mhm.
like Outbreak it works all right. Um, I think having a game mode with an end objective wouldn't hurt. I think that would actually be all
Right.
right. Something like Extinction, for example, where there's a
Yeah.
build up, and obviously, I don't think they can do it exactly like they did with Extinction. I think I sort of cross from Extinction, Left 4 Dead, and then the COD zombie element will be, quite good to have
Right.
in there. But I also feel like with that, it needs some sort of feeling of rewardness from it. I think we've been lacking that for the past few years from zombies.
I
Like,
can understand that. I
like
mean,
something like kind of like gobblegums in a way. It doesn't have to be gobblegums. Could be weapon
right.
variants where weapons do stronger damage, have certain different things about them, and there's only certain ways you can earn them. Um, I,
Hmm.
I've I've said this before, and I'm quite like vocal about this because I think with zombies, it's fun as it is, and obviously the main focus should be the gameplay, but there needs to be that feeling of reward. And when you
For
reward
sure.
someone with something that makes it easier or it changes the gameplay completely, then it gives them a chance to go back and do it again in a completely
Hmm.
different way. I feel like that's what Cold War did really well with, adding in new tiers to the perks. I think that
Yeah, that is
gave
pretty
players
cool.
the option, like Elemental Pop, obviously, when you got fully upgraded to tier 5, you had
It's a
Electric
pretty good
Cherry,
perk.
which, yeah, you didn't have that before, obviously. And it was such a
Hmm.
unique, well, not unique, but it rewarded people,
Well,
going back
I would
again.
definitely say it's a unique perk
Well,
because,
unique in the sense that like obviously the ammo mod element is quite cool, but
mhm.
having it so that had nothing to do with Electric Cherry beforehand, and then giving it to the player, so then we can
Yeah,
go back and do different strategies that maybe didn't work before that work now,
for sure.
which I think is a good thing to kind of entice players to grind and go for them tiers. So I feel like things like that definitely need to be like doubled down on, but the base gameplay has to be good first before I feel like they can consider doing stuff like that.
Agreed. I mean, it kind of it's funny the going back the last couple months and playing more Infinite Warfare Zombies really makes me
Yeah.
realize how underrated that game is because you have director's cut that literally
Yeah.
does that. It gives you an extra way to
Yeah.
play the game. It gives you new advantages and new ways to do Easter eggs in all of the Infinite Warfare maps, which I still think it'd be really fun to go back and try to do that. I
Yeah.
almost did Raven the Redwoods Easter egg on my first try, but I didn't quite understand the boss fight, so I was like, "What am I
I
doing? What am I doing?"
I did do it. I think it took me a few attempts, but I did do it. The boss fight's a
It's
little
a
bit
little
funny.
tricky, actually.
Yeah, it's
I
like
mean, this is
a
coming from
pretty
someone who doesn't have a lot of experience in Infinite Warfare zombies either. So, like,
yeah.
you know,
I think Infinite Warfare Zombies definitely had that fun factor with it as well that I think a
hmm
few games lack. Like
yeah.
I think Infinite Warfare Zombies is probably more enjoyable from like a if I'm comparing games just based on playing them a few times each.
hmm
I think it's more enjoyable than World War II Zombies, obviously.
Yeah, yeah.
Exo Zombies as well. I'd probably go as far and even say maybe a little bit I enjoy it more than Black Ops 4. I think Black Ops 4
Oh,
has better
wow.
maps. I think Black Ops 4 definitely has better maps because each
hmm
Black Ops 4 maps, when you're looking at it like fundamentally, each map is actually really, really good for the most part, right?
Mm.
But
Yeah,
then like
especially Alpha Omega, right?
yeah, especially Alpha Omega, which is a great
Yeah,
map that everyone loves. Okay, maybe 7 maps out of the 8 maps in that game are really good. And maybe there's one really bad
hey,
map.
hey, hey,
But
I'm not an Alpha Omega hater. So,
yeah, you like the map. I know you
yeah.
like the map.
But
You've said it multiple.
look, I know Voyage of Despair. The data, the data doesn't lie. Point nine, point nine.
Yes,
That's all that needs to be said about that one.
I mean, here's the thing: as kind of bad as Voyage is, right? Like, as terms of like actually enjoying the map, it
hmm
it's probably one of the most like thought out maps in terms of like, okay, here's what we're gonna put here, here's what we're gonna put there. Like, like when they're making the maps,
hmm
I imagine Voyage probably took quite a lot of time to make.
Oh, for sure. I
I
mean,
it's probably up there with like Alcatraz.
like I know there's a lot of planning that went into it, and there's a lot of I know the map. Like here's the thing: at the very beginning of Voyage of Despair, it's not bad because there's like
No,
progression to it. You're going from one end of the ship to the next end of the ship, and that's not bad. I don't mind that. And then, but it's just mainly just to play the game as the rounds get higher, and you have so many fucking catalysts and stokers, and
yeah.
just it just gets so annoying trying to do anything on that map.
Mm.
Um, so I don't know. I just not my cup of tea really.
Yeah, I'll tell you something I did because I was going back to Black Ops 4 for like video stuff. And it
mm.
was more of me experimenting with what I could do. And I did it so I had like the Brutus only right on blood. Like so only
Ah.
Brutus is respawning, which I thought was quite fun. But then I went on Alpha Omega and then I made it so only that the Nova
Oh
crawlers could spawn in,
no.
right? Right? No zombies, but actually the map plays pretty alright with just Nova crawlers
Oh
just
shit.
roaming about. Yeah, like I thought it was actually like not too bad when you didn't have
Hmm.
all the types in it. It's just Nova crawlers that could spawn in.
How
But
about
then
that?
obviously you can't do the Easter egg, so it's not like I can be like, oh, I bet the Easter egg on Alpha Omega with no zombies, Like
Yeah.
it's quite
Dude,
it's
you know what just made me think of?
what's that?
Remember Codename Pizza's video doing the Zetsubo no Shima Easter egg with no kills?
Yeah.
Oh, that's such a missed opportunity for Treyarch, right? You go into custom mutations and you disable zombies, and
Yeah.
I don't know if the Blight Fathers or anything like that count as the kills on your leaderboard because they're like special enemies or whatever. I'm sure they do, but like
Yeah.
let's say if they don't, that would be such a funny way to be like, yeah, I did the 9 Easter egg without any kills, or I did Dead of the Night without any kills. Like that'd
Yeah.
be funny.
I mean, it's like it makes a game a little bit more like you haven't experienced this way. And obviously that's what their
Mhm.
intention was. But I
Right.
think where it's lacking is where you can't do the Easter egg.
Oh, for
So like
sure.
so like for a zombies YouTuber, what are you gonna make a video about?
Mhm.
Like, oh, I played Blood with only Brutus spawning in, and that's it.
I mean, yeah,
I mean,
but
you
yeah,
can do that, and I'm
you
pretty
know,
sure people have done that before, and
yeah.
it's quite funny, right? But like, how better sounding is it? Is like, I bet the Blood of the Dead Easter egg with only Brutus spawning in, or like, I don't know. You could do so many interesting videos with that functionality of like the mutations, but obviously it just limits you because you can't actually do it.
Yeah,
And I don't
I
know.
know custom mutations is like a decent idea because then you can like do certain challenges and things like that where it's a little bit easier to do those challenges. But at the same time, you could just easily do those normally on the normal map, and then you can do the
Yeah,
Easter egg. I don't know. To me personally, with custom mutations, I think it's a great idea. Don't get me wrong. I did use it,
Yeah.
and I had a lot of fun with it. However, most of the time I found myself using custom mutations was for B-roll, like thumbnails, or like
Thumbnails,
for
yes.
tutorials where I just use the setting in the menu, open all the doors, or like highlight the buildable parts on easy mode or something, right? So
Yeah.
I don't know. I found myself doing that a lot, but I mean, custom mutations. I would not mind seeing making a return in the
I think
future
so.
to try
I
to
think
see what they can improve upon.
I think with that, yeah, they definitely bring that back. I think theater mode wouldn't hurt coming back as well
Dude, oh my
because
god, I can't even
it's
tell
like
you how
it
many fucking times I would love theater mode in zombies.
because they can make such good thumbnails a lot easier than without having it. Like
Mm-hmm.
it sucks with Cold War. You can't. There's ways to get around it in Cold War. For example, turn off as much as the HUD as you can. Go to something you want to take a photo of. Pull out a monkey bomb, and then zoom
Mm-hmm.
in on the screenshot slightly, right? And
Mm-hmm.
that works. Okay, and you can do that for videos and things like that as well. But at the same time, wouldn't it be so much nicer if I could just go in theater mode with the quality being super high, having the full
Mm-hmm.
screen? It would just be so much easier.
Yep.
And it's just a shame. It's just honestly a right shame that it seems like they probably don't have like the budget for it. I don't think it's the fact they don't want to bring it back because I think they would want to bring it back.
Yeah.
But I think for the most part, their thought process is okay. We only have like a year to make this game or whatever. Only YouTubers would use the theater mode for the most part for thumbnails. Because I mean, as a casual person, I mean, I don't think I would go in theater. Maybe if I saw something
I
funny happen or cool happen, I
mean,
would.
yeah, I don't
But like,
know.
but like, would you willingly go in the theater mode and like, okay, let's watch this gameplay I did.
Yeah,
let's,
I
let's,
get what you're saying. I definitely get what
yeah.
you're saying.
But
Because, like,
honestly, bring it
yeah.
back, please. Please bring it back because it
Yeah,
was really
bring it
useful
back.
for.
Exactly. Because right now for thumbnails, I'm going into multiplayer. Like
Yeah, like
for thumbnails, are like, I'm using this weapon today in this video or whatever. I go into multiplayer. I
yeah,
go
because
into
it's
multiplayer,
easier.
look up at the sky.
Look
Like
at look at
the
look up at the
classic
sky.
fucking thumbnails there.
I
Uh,
mean, it's sad, but it's true.
mm,
Um,
yeah, but
I don't know. I feel like if there was to be a standalone zombie game, these would be things that would just come in automatically into the game. I think.
yeah, I would agree. Theater
My
mode, custom
yeah,
mutations, new maps and old maps being added with seasons. Um, what else would be added? I mean, new weapons, of course, new operators.
hmm
Yeah, I mean, just make it a fully fledged zombies collection, zombies like Master Chief collection kind of a thing.
yeah,
You know, that'd be really
exactly.
cool.
Yeah, and I think as well as what's important is to make each map feel as original and to itself as it was before.
Right.
So I'm not saying go the extra mile, right? Because this can lead to other problems, and we've seen this with Warzone with so many weapons being in. But I personally wouldn't mind it if we had the original weapons to each map in like each map.
Mm,
Obviously, I don't think there needs to be the case where I can use BO2 weapons in Keynote or whatever because you can use Black Ops 3 for that for mods. Like you can
right.
that's quite easy to do that on that part. If you could do that, that'd be great. Or if you could have all weapons in one map, it'd be amazing.
For
But
sure.
I don't think it's super necessary for
Yeah,
the
I
game
get
to
what you're
do well.
saying.
I think maybe like have each base set of base weapons because it entices you to go to a certain map. Like if you wanted to use like the let's say what's that exclusive? Like the AUG from Black Ops 1, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you wanted to use that, you'd have to go into one of the Black Ops 1 maps. And that's the only way you could use it. So that
Right.
would entice players to go into that certain map. So you can make a
Mm-hmm.
challenge like, get 100 kills with the AUG, and then you get like a better variant of the AUG for the Black Ops 1 maps, right?
Yeah.
Or vice versa, you can do like, on Black Ops 3, use the LCAR 9, and then get like 50 double kills, whatever. You can get a dual wield variant of it,
That'd be cool.
which you can only earn for that. And they could do a bunch of stuff like that where it entices the player to
Yeah.
come back and allows them to play the game differently once they earn that special version of that weapon.
100%. I think it kind of reminds me of what you're saying there of Black Ops 3, where Black Ops 3 you had the weapon kit weapons, which absolutely, the armory and the weapon kits should come back 100%.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, I really like what they did in Cold War, really like what they did in Black Ops 4. I mean, just putting the attachments on weapons and zombies is
Yeah.
always just a great idea.
Yeah.
So, bring that back. But yeah, I would agree, bring map specific weapons back. And I really like that idea of you do a specific challenge and, you get for that map. Yeah, I like that idea a lot because
Yeah.
when you think about maps like Zetsubo, for example, people look forward to playing that map a lot of the times because, oh,
Because of
wow,
all
the
the marshals,
marshals. Yeah.
HG40, the
Yeah.
Razorback, all the weapons that you wouldn't get on like another map, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
Don't get me wrong. I know it's fun having new weapons on all these new maps, right?
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, I also kind of feel like we have such a wide weapon pool after a certain point where it's like a lot of guns feel the exact same as other weapons in the game. Obviously, again, it's fun having
I
new
can understand
weapons.
that.
It's really good to have new weapons and all that good stuff. Like it's fun to have them in, but maybe keep it for only like more newer maps. I think in a way, like if you're going to make a new map in the standalone zombies game,
Mm-hmm.
have it so you have like that selection of weapons in that map, maybe. But I can also understand the other argument where if you wanted a new weapon in an old map, I would completely understand that as well.
And speaking of new and old, I just thought of something right now.
Mhm.
You know how a lot of people's criticisms of Cold War is, oh my God, the operator system is so non-characteristic and there's no personality here and yada yada. Well, why not
Yeah,
just have an option in the menu, custom operators on or off? Just
yeah,
straight up. Just straight
that
up. You
fixes
want to
the
play Mob
issue.
of the
Really.
Dead with operators? You want to play as Woods and Mob of the Dead? Okay, cool. Turn that on.
Yeah,
If you don't, and you want to play as Weasel and Sal and all those guys, turn it off. And then the game randomly assigns you to an operator, like it did. Okay, Black Ops 4, for example, right? You're in the main menu, right? You can go in the menu and it shows you who you're going to be playing as before the game starts.
yeah,
The
yeah,
game
exactly.
randomly just assigned it to you. And
Mhm.
of course I know you can back out and go back in and choose who you want to play as, but
Yeah,
make it something like that where it's like, oh yeah, I don't want to play as Woods today. Okay, turn that option off. Okay, now you're playing as Dempsey because this is a map that Dempsey is on. So
Mhm.
like, I don't know. I feel like that would be a good solution for that. I don't know how technical, and I don't know how that would cross over because I'm not a game designer. I'm not a video game maker. But if something like that is possible, I would love to see something like that because I
Yeah,
think that would just solve the entire community debacle of, oh my God, this has no personality. And you
yeah.
know it's like, I don't know. I still think the operators have personality because they have zombie specific lines and they each have their own personalities they bring to the table because I like the voice acting in Black Ops Cold War.
Yeah.
But there's that. So that's my idea. I
Mhm.
just thought about that like 2 minutes ago.
Yeah, I mean, I think operators aren't completely bad. Don't get me wrong. I like a certain set of like characters on a map because then it means you can kind of like tell the story more kind of
Oh, for sure.
directly
I
to the
agree.
player. But then at the same time, is sometimes the cast that they have on a map can be a hit or miss. Like Victus for
Mm-hmm.
Transit and Die Rise. Don't get me wrong, they're better than Buried and then Tagged or Toted. But
Mm-hmm.
a lot of people didn't really like the characters in Transit and Die Rise, or the Infinite Warfare crew, for example. Is like
Right.
they were just kind of annoying.
Yeah,
Don't get me
I would
wrong.
agree.
No, don't get me wrong. The voice acting itself wasn't bad. It was more just like the writing, I think. But then again, they were supposed to be like that. So could
Yeah, it
you
was supposed
really,
to be
really?
cheesy. It was supposed to be kind of like,
Yeah,
yeah. And that kind of style is a hit or miss for people anyways.
yeah,
The whole operator debate, my opinion on that is I think both systems, operators or map specific characters, serve their own purpose. I mean, I don't really mind either way. I like them both. I agree with what you said with, playing as Richtofen or some other character adds the story to the map because
yeah,
Richtofen can explain something to you. But then, with Cold War, it's a little bit different because you have the other characters on the radio giving you some exposition and you're actively taking part in that exposition. And, like,
yeah,
it's almost like you're figuring it out with the operator that you're playing as.
yeah.
So I don't know. I think both just serve their own respective purposes, and I like both of them. So I don't know if that's necessarily a hot take or not. Probably for Twitter it is, but that's just my opinion. That's my opinion.
Everything's a hot take for Twitter. So
Yeah.
we love the zombie community on Twitter because you can never have the right opinion. You never let that right.
With Black Ops Cold War Year 2 and the rumored standalone game for 2023,
yes.
I think we've put forth a lot of interesting ideas that I don't know if it's too late for community feedback for the game, if they're developing it, if it even is standalone zombies, because we don't know if it is standalone zombies or not. But we'll see what happens.
Obviously,
but
I'm actually making it, so
I don't know about you. Oh, you're actually making it.
Yeah, so all these things, all these ideas I'm going to put into the game. Don't worry.
Wow,
so.
Holy shit, guys! You heard it here first.
Don't worry. I'm bringing back all the fan favorites. I'm bringing back Exo Zombie perks. Exo Zombie perks, obviously, and their name: Exo Health, Exo Reload, Exo Slam. Yeah,
of course.
All them things, and then obviously I'm bringing back the
EMZs, of course, right?
The EMZs,
so you can never use your fucking exosuit. Yeah.
Yeah. And obviously, when the EMZ the perks turn off this time around, that's something we made a mistake in with Advanced Warfare. You lose all your perks, and you won't get them back. And the machines will all be like the Quick Reviver; they just disappear.
They disappear.
Yeah,
that'd be kind of a fun challenge, actually. If that's like a custom mutation where you're only allowed to buy this perk 3 times or something, right? That would be kind of fun.
There's a limit to it, and then it's like after you finish it all, it's like
Yeah, fuck. I can see that happening. But man, speaking of zombies content, I don't know about you, but this sounds like an eternity for Vanguard. People crunch the numbers, and after the battle pass glitch was fixed where it was displaying the wrong time for the battle pass to end throughout the 3 games that it's tied to, the Season 2 Battle Pass and, of course, Season 2 of Vanguard is set to end at the end of April. So, what do you think about that? At the end of April. Season 2 started on Valentine's Day, and now we got to get to the end of April with Vanguard Season 2. I don't know if it's just me. I don't know if it feels like it's longer because it's Vanguard, but it sounds like a long frickin' time for a season. I don't remember if Cold War seasons were like that. Again, it could just be that effect where it's like I'm not a huge fan of Vanguard, so it's like, oh, that's like forever for new zombie stuff,
I feel quite long, to be honest, especially for what we have. It's
for sure, especially what we have.
I think Vanguard is such a. I feel like the whole community got ripped off from it, and we all know that obviously for zombies. So I like the multiplayer, but I haven't really played it recently. And like,
dude, you gotta join me, and you gotta join me, Rage, Alicia. We gotta get into ranked play. You want to sweat with us?
Yes, I would love to sweat some Vanguard and use my MP40 every game. Oh, yeah. I'm pretty sure that's the meta weapon.
Oh yeah, it is.
No, I mean the game. Here's the thing, right? The game looks good. There's plenty of content in the game. The maps are okay for the most part. The game, like, it just doesn't draw me in. Like, it's good. Yeah. Don't get me wrong. Like, when I was playing casually by myself, it was the most fun I was having playing a COD multiplayer in years. Like, it was fun, But like, I feel like if I had the opportunity to do rank play, that'd make me want to play it more. If I had a group to play with, I feel like that enticed me to actually play the game because
join us.
I will do. I think I will do. But like other than that, I just haven't really like played Vanguard. Even other than like zombies, is like I'm just kind of like I could probably uninstall it and then never have to touch it again. Like when the next DLC comes out, I'm probably not even gonna touch it. Like. Even with Exo Zombies, Infinite Warfare, those would be things where I'd actually touch and play and try. But like this is like I don't even think if it's just like free zombie arenas, Wonder Weapon.
Which, by the way, speaking of that, we were talking about this before the episode started. I find it super funny how totally disconnected the official Call of Duty Twitter was on March 4th. May the 4th be with you. Exactly. Hey, that's gonna be a good day. I was just so surprised how detached they were when they were releasing a post where it's like, check out Terra Maledicta, new arenas, new weapons. Like, guys, you know this came out like a month ago, right? Like, I don't know. To me, it just felt like such a like what? Like, what's going on here?
Why
Like,
has this happened?
like
Like what?
I don't know. I don't know if this is like tinfoil hat conspiracy time, but were they like, oh my God, Black Ops Cold War is getting more traction from adding one weapon to the game than the entirety of Season 2, that we have to try to make it look fresh. We got to make it look like Vanguard is like doing something incredible and crazy. Like, I don't know if that
Yeah.
was the thought process behind it, but I just found it to be so like disconnected to like where the community's hype was, that it's like, guys, don't forget about Vanguard. It's like,
Yeah, it's like play our game. Play our game.
play our game. Yeah, exactly, right. It's like, I don't know, man. Which I know we give Vanguard a lot of shit, but I still genuinely hope there's good things in the game's future. Until the game's life cycle is completely over, and everything is said and done. Until then, I will still try to be optimistic. I will still try to root for the game and try to root for the developers to try to make some semblance of a playable, functional game. So I really want to see them still try. I really want to see them still do well. I know they've been taking a lot of shit from the community, but I mean, at least you got to commend them for trying. You got to commend them for trying to do their job. So
I mean, they're trying. There's no thinking that. I think I know if developer wants their game to do bad. I think
of
that's
course,
like obviously you want your game to do well. You want to make money. You want the community to be happy overall. I personally don't see anything happening with Vanguard that makes it like, oh my god, this game has done a complete 180. Again, well, because the multiplayer itself isn't like bad. You know, it's a pretty decent multiplayer for what it is. Same with the
yeah,
campaign. It's like it's
all
fine.
right.
You know, it's all right. Yeah, like there's not like it's not like World War II's multiplayer when it was really bad and they did that whole big fix. It's that the game fundamentally is absolutely fine, and it's pretty much just Modern Warfare for World War II skin, which is absolutely fine, right? I think the big thing is zombies, and what are they going to add? They're going to add a zombie map to finish things off? Probably not.
I mean, that's the thing, right? With
Probably not.
zombies, I've said this multiple times. I just want to see where the story goes. I just want to see what's happening with the story. And I know Terra Maledicta is a step forward in the right direction for the objective-based maps, and it's definitely better than Duran Fong. But man, we just need to see more. We just need to see more from Treyarch in Vanguard Zombies. But for the multiplayer side of things, man, I kind of feel myself having like the similar Modern Warfare dilemma that I had, where in Modern Warfare, I only really liked like 2 or 3 maps. Like I really only liked Gunrunner and Hackney Yard and what was another one? I mean, I liked some of the gunfight maps mainly in Modern Warfare.
Did you like Shoot House?
I think it's kind of overrated, to be honest. Like, it's fun for what it is, but I got really tired of it really quickly, and I know a lot of people still like Shoot House, but I just got really tired of it really quickly. But then, in Vanguard, I really only find myself liking a few maps. Like, I like Bocage, I like Tuscan, and I like Gavutu. Like, there's really, like, and even Gavutu is kind of a hit or miss sometimes, because there's that on top of the boat position, like, people just snipe down from, that can be really annoying. But, like, I don't know, Berlin's all right. Like, Berlin's kind of fun sometimes. I don't really like Desert Siege. I don't really like one of the newer maps that they just released, Gondola. I don't really like that one. Like, I don't know, I found myself in the same situation with Modern Warfare multiplayer than I did with Vanguard multiplayer, where there's only like a couple of things that I like, but the rest of it's just kind of like, like, whatever.
So it's okay. It's not perfect. It's not great. It's not bad.
I definitely like Black Ops Cold War's multiplayer a lot more, and that's just mainly because I love Treyarch's multiplayer style more than I like Infinity Ward and Sledgehammers. I just think Treyarch does the best multiplayer in my opinion. I think it feels the best. I think Cold War's multiplayer feels really, really good.
Yeah,
personally,
I can definitely see that. Like I think I prefer Vanguard's like engine and the feeling of Vanguard, but I think if Cold War was to be on that engine, I think it'd be an absolutely like amazing game.
Oh, for sure.
For what Cold War is, I think Cold War is absolutely like a good multiplayer experience, and they
Hmm.
definitely added a lot to it. And if you're really invested in the game, as far as multiplayer went, you always had something to kind of do or grind for, or something new was coming out, or there was a battle pass, and there's a new like weapon, like a new skin or
Yeah.
something. Um, I I I just wish Call of Duty could be what it used to be, and people could just be happy with every game mode, and there wasn't like not everything was absolutely awful. Because I remember the good old days where the zombie community and the multiplayer community kind of both were happy, and then with Black Ops 3, it definitely seemed like the zombies was getting a lot more love in a way,
Yeah.
especially with Chronicles. Desert Chronicles. I remember when that
Oh
happened.
yeah.
All the multi people player were like, "What? Where's our DLC? Where's our DLC 5?"
Yeah. Well, you don't get a DLC 5 because Black Ops 3 is an absolute banger of an experience.
Yes, and all the base maps were pretty good, and the DLC maps were just about okay.
And they were just about okay.
I mean,
Um
yeah, they were the base game of Black Ops 3. Like Black Ops 3 as a package was great for the amount of content you got for it. Don't get me wrong, I know the campaign was awful, but like again, for the sheer amount of content you got of it, you got your Shadows of Evil, you got
y-
multiplayer for what it
yeah.
was, you got like what else? You got campaign was bad, don't get me wrong, but you got two versions of the campaign.
But the thing is, I mean the two nightmares, right? Uh
Nightmares, yeah.
but like the thing is with the campaigns though is I know the campaign is its own game mode, but how many people actually go back to continually play the campaign and replay the campaign? And I think that's
Yeah.
such a huge like oversight in Call of Duty. Campaigns are so underrated that they're not getting enough attention. Like Vanguard's campaign, for example. It's not bad. It's just okay. Like
Yeah.
most of the story is told through flashbacks, which not a super huge fan of that. I really wanted to see more of like what was going on in the present day and things like
Yeah.
that. I mean, I feel like a lot of those missions that were like 2 missions long for each of the characters' backstories could be condensed into one, and then the rest of the campaign could be modern day hunting down the successor to Hitler and the Fourth Reich and all that. Uh,
Yeah.
so like I don't know, like a lot like the campaign for Vanguard could have definitely been more fleshed out.
Yeah.
Similarly, or comparatively rather, if we're comparing campaigns, Cold War's campaign was definitely deeper with a
Yes.
lot of interesting lore, a lot of interesting details. You have a lot of these um crossover characters like Zakayev from Modern Warfare is in the Kremlin, in the KGB, in that one mission.
Mhm.
It's like, oh fuck, what's Zakayev doing here? Right? Like that's so crazy. And then you had like the side missions and the intel and the cipher solving, like Pawn Takes Pawn. They're like the side missions. Like that's so fucking cool. Right?
Yeah.
However, we're not going to get anything like that anymore for future Call of Duties, I don't think, because it's just like nobody goes back and plays the campaigns anymore. And I think the incentive for people to go back and play these campaigns would be campaign DLC. I don't
Yeah.
understand why there hasn't been campaign DLC. Although I think the closest thing to campaign DLC, and I think it was DK Dynamite who said this in one of his recent videos, and I totally agree with what he
It
said.
was
He was saying that the cinematics for like the seasons, intro, outro, things like that,
yeah.
that's gonna be the closest thing we get to campaign DLC. And I totally
Yeah.
agree with that. And I think that's kind of their way of trying to introduce a story and trying to introduce like, hey guys, Call of Duty lore is still deep and there's still a lot of stuff going on, but I just fear that not a lot of people care about it.
I think
And I think it's the
for
most
me,
underrated part.
yeah, to make campaign a little bit more like relevant, I think, and for people to actually go to it. I think first of all, co-op needs to be there.
Oh
I think
yeah.
a great single player story is great, but if you can
Mm.
play something with your buddies and go back to it, there's always
Yeah,
more of a reason for you to go back to it and play it,
I
right?
would agree.
That or the base game is solo. You play the base game by yourself, but then they add on missions which are co-op,
Right. That'd
which
be so
is
cool.
like that's an incentive to play because it's like something completely different.
Yeah.
Like I would play that.
That's a great
I would
idea.
definitely boot up my PC and play that for like the half an hour
Dude,
playtime it was.
World at War co-op campaign hits
A
different.
great It
hits
does.
different.
When you're playing with your buddies, you're playing
Yeah.
it. That's a good video idea, by the way. But
Ooh.
when you're playing not Vanguard, bro. When you're playing World at War campaign co-op, it's just so nostalgic, fun, and like refreshing
Yeah.
that when you go back to it, it's just reliving your childhood, and it's just like it's great. It's a
Yeah.
good time, and
Oh, for
that's
sure.
all it has to be. And since World at War is like how like 13 years, 12 years old, it's like we're not
Uh,
gonna. I think it's 12 years, is it?
math. What's
No,
math?
no,
2008.
it might be 14. Is it?
2008.
Yeah, about 14 years old or 13 years old. It'll be coming up to 14.
Yeah,
Because
coming up to
28.
14. Coming up to 14.
Oh, that
We're
hits
old.
different. We're
We're old. I
we're
mean, not really. I mean,
no, we're pretty much at our peak right now in terms of like
kinda.
I think
Yeah.
I think old is just a mindset that people
Yeah.
get. Like I don't think anyone is ever truly old, and you're always gonna like
Depends on your
do
spirit. Depends on your personality, right?
exactly right. I think like as far as opportunity goes, now's the best time for opportunity, like for people our age, sort of thing.
Yeah. Agreed.
Getting the foundation set for whatever you want to do in life, whether that's have a
Yep.
house early on, or try and get that career that might be a bit more risky than your typical 9 to 5 office.
High risk, high reward.
Office exactly right. Then this is the time to kind of do it, and you can always do
Yep.
them things later on in life. But it's more something that you'd have to do kind of on the side, which that
Yeah.
some people don't want to do, right?
Yeah.
But like, it's definitely like being our age is a good age because you don't have too much responsibility. You can still kind of do what you want, and there's not too much holding you down.
I get what you're
You
saying.
you kind of know what I mean. Like unless you're in like full
I kind of get what
education
you're
or something.
saying. It
Unless you're in
depends on
full
if you're in college, if you already have
Yeah.
a job, you already like doing things. Because
Or
people,
like have a
some of these
family
people's
or something like
situations are
it.
so different that it's like,
Yeah, exactly.
But
It's
I,
so
get what
vast.
you're saying though. I think the like 20 to 30. That's like the age range there.
High
You
risk,
really
high
just
reward.
risk. Take risks, try new
Yeah.
things, and even past your 30s, past your 40s, 50s. I don't care. There's still time to try things. There's still time to
Yeah.
try things. I think a lot of people look at the years and they're like, wow, 10 years are going to be super quick. But no, 10 years is a long fucking time actually.
You can do
Even
a
a
lot in
year,
10 years.
even a year is such a long time. It feels like it's gone quickly because look how much you've accomplished. But at the
Yeah.
same time, it's like, I don't know. I mean, moral of the story, it's never too late. It's never too late to start
Yeah.
something, even though people might
Yeah,
think, "Oh, it's too
exactly.
late for me because I'm old and I can't do anything." It's like, no, you can. Figure out something that you like to do. Figure out some of your strengths. Figure out
Yeah.
figure out what you're good at and just try stuff. And
Yeah.
I don't know. I just
Yeah, I mean, like, here's
Yeah.
the thing, right? Is if you want to start learning how to swim and become a really fast swimmer, learn how to be a fast swimmer.
yeah, screw it.
If you want to like I don't know start trying to go for your goal career, go for it. If you want to gamble and put a lot of your money away and and lose a lot, then go for it. Go for it. If you want to invest all your annual income into Pokemon cards, hoping that in 10 years down the line it might be worth like $2 more, then
Pokemon.
go for it. Go for it. Go
Yeah.
high risk, high reward. That's my motto.
Although, kind of going a little bit off topic for a second. Speaking of Pokemon, have you seen Generation 9?
I
Reveal?
have, and the starters for the most part look okay. I think
I like
the
how they
grass
look.
type- I don't think they look really like. I don't think they look as generic as some of the more recent ones.
They
Saying that,
look
I think
pretty
Sword-
unique.
I think so. Yes, I think this will be a good generation. I think the names Pokemon Scarlet and what's the other one?
Violet.
Violet. I think the logos are a little bit. Obviously, it doesn't matter, but I think the logos are a little bit.
I
think
wasn't
Sword and
expecting
Shield-
Scarlet and Violet though. Like it's such an interesting color combination, right? I know a lot of people are speculating Scarlet and Violet because the new region is supposed to be based off of the Iberian Peninsula, like kind of Spain and Portugal. So
Yeah.
people are like, oh, like with the old Spanish flag, where we had the red and the purple. I think a lot of people were kind of basing it off of like, oh, Scarlet Violet because of the old Spanish flag, and oh, maybe that's what it is. And I mean, even some of it's clearly obvious that it's more of a Spanish themed thing because the grass type Sprigatito, gatito is little cat in Spanish. So
Yeah.
it's like, okay, this is Spanish, which I
Yeah.
think could be really fun. Honestly, I mean, it seems
But
like a really unique area to go for a Pokemon game.
I mean, Pokemon have been like killing it the past year
They
in terms of
have,
like
honestly,
content. Because think about
yeah,
it, right? Well, first of all, they have constant things going like Pokemon Go and Pokemon cards, right? Constant
right,
things are constantly coming out and going, right? Then
yeah.
they had the Diamond and Pearl remake, which I
Which
don't
I
actually
still
think
want to play, man. I want to relive that.
I've been playing it, right? And
Oh, you
obviously
have?
it's not.
Oh shit,
Yeah, I have I got the game for Christmas. I've been trying to play it whenever I can. I
nice.
think it's definitely like feels different, and I enjoy it still. I think the nostalgia definitely was better back in the day. I don't remember the game being this long, but obviously, I think nostalgia can kind of
Mm,
hide stuff like that. Still good though. I still really enjoy it. Pokemon Arceus came out obviously, and that game's been
yeah,
doing. I think a lot of people quite enjoy that.
I
And
would
now
love to play
this will be
that.
coming out at the end of the year, and it's like, wow, they
Mm.
really have their like
They got
games
their
in that
shit
really.
together.
Yeah,
And
they do, don't
the
they?
thing that's cool about it too is they have their shit so together that it doesn't matter if they release it in a year or under a year. Their shit works. The game
Yeah,
works. It's
people
not like
enjoy
Call
the
of Duty where
concept.
it's like we get our yearly releases and the games don't fucking work, right?
Yeah,
So
that's the
it's
thing with Pokemon. It's something where you can go and replay it again. In terms of
yeah.
content, I imagine it'd be really good. Like, can I beat Pokemon Diamond and Pearl with Turtwig?
Right.
Which I don't think you can. Really, I'm sure you
I'm sure
could,
you
right? If you
can. I'm
aren't,
sure you can.
but isn't there like a fire gym? I'm pretty sure there's a fire
Dude,
type gym.
you gotta strategize. You gotta figure out what you well there's the fire guy in the Elite Four. Um
Yes, that is true. But the
uh
thing is, I mean, what's Turtwig when he's called Terra? What's his name? Terra? No, I
he
can't
goes
remember his
yeah,
name.
so Turtwig, Grotle, Torterra, which Torterra
Torterra,
is one of
right?
my favorite Pokemon ever.
I think he looks cool aesthetically, and I think he's like a cool Pokemon. But like, I'm pretty sure his stats are
Dude's
pretty.
a tank. What are you
I don't know
saying?
about
Dude's a
that. I don't
tank.
know. I
Bro.
don't know. I
You
don't
got
know about that.
you got the high defense of Torterra and then you use Earthquake because he's part ground on all those fire types. Done.
Fucking knock
You're
them out.
done. You're done. Um,
Dunzo.
but yeah, man. I mean, I think Pokemon's really kicking ass right now. I still need a
Yeah.
Switch. I still don't have a Switch, but when I do get a Switch, I guarantee I'm gonna play Scarlet and Violet. I'm gonna play the Diamond and Pearl remakes. I'm gonna play Legends Arceus, and I might even go back and play Sword and Shield because I never got
I
the chance to play Sword and Shield.
I would recommend it. I really enjoyed Sword and Shield. That's a game that kind of got me back into it.
Oh wow.
And I remember playing it on well, I don't know, for after Christmas we call the next day Boxing Day. I don't know if it's the same for you, but it's Christmas
Uh
Eve.
yeah,
No, not really.
we know that people call it Boxing Day, but we don't like celebrate Boxing
No,
Day. You know
we
what I'm
don't
saying?
either. It's just a day
Like
after, right?
like what is that? Like what does that even mean? I never really got that.
It's just a day. It's just a day off where people normally get the day off from work.
Dude, Boxing
Normally,
Day, fucking
yeah,
Zombies community Boxing Day.
hell yeah, absolutely. But I remember like playing Sword and Shield for the first time on Boxing Day. I was quite ill. I'm pretty sure
Mm.
I had. This is all before the deadly thing that we
The
don't talk about.
Thing.
The thing, right? And I think I might have had the thing, to be honest, because I was so ill. I didn't test because we didn't know about them. It was really early on, but maybe it could have been, right? I remember being so like my nose was so snotty, my eyes were crying because of tears and all that because I was so ill. But I was grinding away at Pokemon, having a
Mm.
hot chocolate. I think I was a coffee, my new coffee machine.
Hot
I know, like
chocolate.
hot chocolate, all that good stuff.
Mm.
Good like Christmas time. Like bringing the feels, the Christmas trees up, got the
Oh
little
yeah, we
fireplace
love
on.
that.
I'm in the living room. I'm not in my gaming zone. I'm just like sit back, relaxing.
Just hanging out.
Just hanging out. Yeah, absolutely. Not caring about like YouTube analytics or anything. Just like just playing the game, just enjoying
Uh,
games, not for content. Because here's the thing: after you do YouTube, I think it's a little bit harder to like just sit back and
dude,
play a game.
I feel that so hard. Like if I go on and I casually play like Call of Duty, like I know I feel like playing some Horizon Drac today, right? The moment I load in, I'm like, what can I do for content? What
This
do I
could be
do
a
on this map? This could
Wait
be
a
a
minute.
video.
This could be a video.
This could be a video. What if I do this on Horizon Track? What if I do this? What if I do that? And then you drive yourself crazy, and then it's like, oh yeah, I'm supposed to be
I
having casual fun.
I don't even want to play anymore.
Or it's like I feel bad, so it's like I'll end the game early. I'll be like,
You're like
I could make content about this, so I don't know.
you're
I
like
don't
on
know.
round 7. You're in round 7. It's like, for fuck's sake, I'll restart. We'll get the camera rolling.
Oh man, but hey, gaming is fun. Gaming has always been a part of our lives, casual and content-wise. It's always great. I'm looking forward to playing the new Pokemon games. I'm
I am
looking
too.
forward to Cold War Year 2, and I'm looking forward to whatever the free-to-play Call of Duty experience is going to be in 2023. We talked about a lot of interesting things today on the podcast.
We did.
I think this was a pretty solid episode.
Mm-hmm.
But man, what do you think? What kind of closing thoughts do you have before we end up episode 82?
I think zombies definitely in a dry spot right now, but obviously it'll get better over time, like it always does. I think overall for Cold War, I hope they do more zombies content. Maybe not, but if they do, that's great.
I hope so.
And Pokemon, it's always going to be about. It's one of the biggest, if not the biggest, franchise ever in terms of like overall like lifespan and popularity. Because I think it's never been more popular than it has been now, to be honest.
That's an interesting point.
And yeah, Vanguard zombies, maybe you should just quit while you're ahead at this point, because as much as everyone likes you, which isn't a lot, I think that sometimes maybe it's time just to put the old curtain up and maybe support some Cold War season, Cold War Year 2.
We'll see what ends up happening, man. It's some very interesting times in the community for sure.
Absolutely.
But ladies and gentlemen, thank you all so much for watching another episode of the Division Z podcast. What was your favorite part? Feel free to share your thoughts in the comments. And with that said, thank you so much for watching. If you did enjoy and you want to stay up to date with everything that Division Z and we do, check out the links down below in the description. And I guess we'll see you all next time. Peace out.
Bye, everyone.